Carl and Lou here from Brrraains A Head-Banging Life, gbhblofficial.com for short. And it's track by track time as we're doing our very first Rancid album. It is And Out Come the Wolves, the third studio album by the American punk rock band. Released August 22nd, 1995 through Epitaph Records. Now off the bat, I'll tell you, I've not had much of a relationship with Rancid in the early years. More later on, probably mid-2000s onwards is when I started to find Rancid and listen and understand what kind of band they were. But in the mid-90s, 1995, at best I was stepping my feet into the new metal world at this stage. Certainly wasn't looking at punk.
That's the same. You know my thing with punk. I really like the songs that you play at and play at rock pubs and stuff, rock nights and stuff. So like Time Bombs on this one.
Yep.
Fall Back Down. I still love that song.
Yep.
That's like a more modern one, but I do really like that song. But just overall, I just still don't get the punk ethos. Like you can have an absolute.
This is punk rock, man. This is punk rock ska. I don't think this is punk in the traditional sense in any way, shape, or form.
I don't like his vocals, and it's a lot of the album, and I'm like, I can't. Like I prefer Lars's. I think it's Lars's the other guy's vocals more. The one that's not as much. Because who's the main guy?
I can't remember his name.
I can't remember his name, but the other guy does vocals. I like him and I like gang stuff.
Tim Armstrong.
Yeah. It's like he's drunk or like been knocked on the head a bit.
Right, let's have this right now. We're going to have two very different views.
Yeah.
I think this album is fucking brilliant. Fucking brilliant.
Oh, yeah, I couldn't wait for it to be done, to be fair.
It's long,
yeah,
but
for a punk album.
But a lot of them are really short. I had a blast with this album, so this is going to be quite interesting. Right, let's kick off then, because we've got a fair few tracks to get through.
Yeah.
Maxwell Murder, the bass in this opener, just wow. Other than that, it's an energetic burst of gnarly punk to get things started on the right path.
I like the bass twiddly bit.
Yep, both grown bass. Yep.
Something about that. Nice fast-paced intro track and short.
Cool. So you like it then?
Positive. That's a positive, yeah.
You like it?
Yeah, short.
The 11th Hour, a more upbeat sound. The energy is taken to ska levels, and we have one hell of a bouncy and catchy tune. I like this one a lot and found myself singing along to the chorus.
Really highlights his voice. It's not great. Prefer the group sung parts, and I like the scary drums bits in it.
Okay, all right. Roots Radical. Nothing wrong with this one either. Another foot tapper with a cool chorus. Not quite as good as the previous track, but still a nice little ditty.
I already knew this one because it's quite I've heard it quite a few times.
Yep.
Played out and stuff. Because it is, because I say it's quite accessible, quite good energy. So yeah, I like this one. Yeah, I like the scarage to it.
Time Bomb.
Yeah.
Really, really ska heavy. This brings out my skanking spirit, and I really love it.
Skanking spirit. Where's that been?
It's there. It doesn't come out much. A track that puts a big smile on my face. It's super catchy in the best ska ways.
Black coat, white shoes, black hat, Cadillac, yeah. The boy's a time bomb. Black coat, white shoes, black hat, Cadillac, yeah. The boy's a time bomb.
I still like this one. So that's one I knew really well. Nice, bouncy, fun track. Very party vibes to this one.
Yes, yeah. It's a great ska track. Olympia W.A. A track that goes over 3.5 minutes. How dare they? It's cool though, really, as we get a more detailed blast of feel-good heavy rock. The bass in this, it's my freaking jam.
I'm definitely going to be a put the odd Rancid track on a playlist kind of gal. I like the guitars, but his vocals. Ugh. My issue with punk rock is lack of quality control. Like, I don't like his voice. I want the gang vocals more. Bring them all day long.
Craziness. Lock, Step and Gone. An animated and peppy pop rock infusion that has just enough snarl to keep Rancid on the right side of punk. Guess what? It's freaking catchy.
Didn't do much for me. I had to go back because nothing stood out. I don't.
This is quite funny. It's going to be quite funny with what I've written for the next track. Junkie Man. I like the guitar riffs of this one, but it is the chugging groove and deep bass that swings it for me. Have I mentioned yet how great a vocalist Tim Armstrong is? I'm mentioning it now.
I thought, is he drunk? I'm just not liking it. The songs leave me meh. I can't, because everything else is so well produced around it. Then when his vocals come in, I'm like, oh no.
Listed MIA. A wild bit of guitar play at the start gives way to bouncy rock groove and a catchy as hell chorus. Another banger.
Guitar work is good in this one. A bit meatier sounding.
Okay.
So that kind of draws you in from the beginning. Yeah, didn't mind this one.
Ruby Soho. Of course, we are hearing this one all the time, so there is that sense of overplayed about it. But to be honest, I actually don't mind. It's short enough to not offend, and that chorus is fire. However, I also really ended up liking the scale back verses. So let me explain what I meant by we're hearing it all the time. We both watch AEW wrestling. And obviously Ruby Soho, the wrestler, she comes out to this track. And obviously when it's played on show, they tend to just hit the chorus.
Yeah.
So hearing the verses prominently and cleanly, I'm like, damn, there's some really good shit here. And I like how his vocals are scaled back. There's almost a kind of chilled out take on it. I really, really ended up enjoying this one more.
So I know this song a lot more because of AEW, and I really like the story behind how the wrestler Ruby Soho got it.
Yes, incredible story. Go read up on that.
Yeah, it's really good. Catchy enough, but I still want better vocals.
Crazy. Daily City Train, Scar baby. But this is actually just an alright track for me, though. It lacks a killer hook, and even the bass gets a bit buried under the Scar beat. Still an alright Rancid track, though, which is better than most.
A bit more scar-sounding intro. I like the gang vocals. The guitars ain't tuned very well. I thought it was dull. Like, there's bits where the guitar goes out of twang. I'm like, that doesn't sound good in my ears.
Journey to the End of East Bay. Bass, I might be a bit obsessed with that instrument on this album. Aside from just how prominent it is here, there's nothing that really grabs me with this one. It's got the usual foot-tapping rhythm and just enough energy to get you up and moving.
I like the in-between verses and the guitars, but I'm getting bored with this album now.
Still got a way to go.
I know. Oh.
She's automatic. Out-and-out punk condensed into less than 2 minutes. I love it. Fiery and so very memorable.
Again, I had to go back and re-listen. I honestly did. I don't enjoy punk, and it just blended into one. I had to go back and re-listen to it. I didn't find nothing.
It's your opinion.
Yeah. No.
Old Friend. Scar's back for a reflective listen that is all about the vocals and the pensive chorus.
I like guitar riff and the Scar beat, and it gives it energy. But the album's too long.
Disorder and Disarray. Up in the tempo for something with rock foundations. This is a track that feels suitably heavy without actually being that intense. And guess what? It's catchy as fuck.
Getting bored now. I'm not a punk fan. The song's too long. It's not grabbing me.
Oh man,
There's nothing about it that grabs me, and like
this might be the most opposite track by track we've ever done.
Yeah, I don't like punk rock.
The War's End. I'm not getting bored, even though this is track 15. The short nature of most of the tracks means nothing ever overstays its welcome, which includes this one. A track that takes a little time to get going and can best be described as just an okay listen.
Yeah, I found it a bit meh. Again, just passed me by. I can't pinpoint anything.
You Don't Care Nothing. This is a banger though. A track that lifts the spirits with its energy alone, snarling and spitting, featuring foot-tapping rhythm and hooks aplenty.
Nice energy and good intro. So I didn't majorly dislike this one.
Okay, I'm just expecting for the last few to write, I couldn't be bothered to write anything.
No.
As Wicked. Well, here we go. Woof, this one sucks. I found this to be utterly tepid and even a fired up chorus lacked conviction. It's a real shame for me because like hitting this one and being just like, oh, this is crap, was a real like, oh no. Yeah. I've loved everything up to this point.
I like the chorus. I did like the chorus.
So the one I actively dislike is the one you like.
Yeah, I like the chorus, but nothing else really grabbed me from this one.
Avenues and alleyways. They make up for that misstep with this absolute rager. Pure Rancid gold. The energy is top notch, but I love the gang vocals so much. One of my favourite tracks in the album.
See, we agreed on something. I thought all this intro is nice. I like the oys. I do like a good oi.
Yep.
Really like this one. It seems to combine all the elements that I like. So like the gang vocals, the energy, doesn't that stay its welcome? Yeah, really enjoyed this one.
Okay, we've agreed on that one.
Stricken by disease, a racial infection. I'm a battery man from the third of you. In every alleyway, in every avenue.
And last but not least, The Way I Feel. We go out and star with a high-powered and up-tempo blast of energy. A solid closer with a chorus that slays.
Could have finished with the last track. That would have been better. Didn't do much at all. I would have finished with Avenues and Alleyways.
Well, he didn't. I don't mind The Way I Feel.
Yeah.
There we go.
Right.
So we are quite
Yeah.
we are quite different on this. It's quite a shock to see us that different, to be honest, because like I think there's so much to like on this album. I'd say out of what is that, 15,
19 tracks.
16, 17, 18, 19 tracks, I would say 14 to 15 of them are great. 1 or 2 are okay. 1's bad. Yeah, like I'd say way more. Yeah, top 3 then.
Top 3. Time Bomb.
Yep.
Avenues and Alleyways and Roots Radical.
So we're 2 out of 3 in the same. I've got Time Bomb and Avenues and Alleyways, but I've chosen the 11th Hour as my other one. But be honest, man, a lot of them could have been top for me. Really easily could have been. It's just something I thoroughly enjoyed.
I mean, I don't know if punk comes from something that you might have enjoyed slightly more as a youngster.
Nope.
And that comes through.
Nope.
But I never really liked.
Oh, I
pop
mean, maybe
punk.
because I grew up with the Offspring.
Yeah,
I
so
grew up with the Offspring.
I never grew up with anything like that. It was always classic.
Then I was hitting
rock,
Green
metal.
Day, and so I was hearing that stuff when I was younger. But to me, like liking that doesn't equate to liking Rancid, because Tim Armstrong's vocals are so unusual.
There's a word for it. Interesting.
I love them. They're very interesting. What do you reckon? You agree with me, or do you agree with her? You know what to do. Let us know in the comments. Thank you very much for watching. You can check us out on gbhbl.com, as well as on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and Tumblr. Go to Patreon to help us out over there. That's patreon.com/gbhbl, as well as Big Cartel, where you can find some of our merchandise. We have a podcast running on SoundCloud and Apple Podcasts. And of course, if you like this video, do us a favour, hit the subscribe button and help the channel grow. Games, horror and heavy metal. What else is life for?